It's Viva Physical Media time. Episode 81. Matt does have a voice.
I do. I wasn't going to. Don't worry.
And he'll use it.
See,
he'll
I
use
will.
it on this episode.
See.
Episode 81.
It's a good episode.
We're ready for a lot of fun stuff this episode.
We've got a lot of business to take care of.
Yeah, I guess we do have some
front.
business.
So we're still trying to raise all that money.
All that money.
Right now, and hopefully by the time you see this Viva, we will have burned through this match because we're getting so many donations.
Oh, it's
but
the
we
big
do have a
match.
$75,000 match right now.
The big one.
So for the next $75,000 of donations, those are double. $1 becomes $2, $2 becomes $4, $5 is $10, $1 million is $2 million, and so on and so forth.
Oh my goodness, $1 million is $2 million.
It's really, you can't afford not to donate at this point because everything's doubled. You donate $10, tell your friends to donate $10, tell their friends to donate $10.
And then before you know it, you've saved the store. So thank you.
Exactly. So please get on that immediately.
Links are down below. Video store day is right around the corner.
Right around the corner, October the 19th, Saturday.
We'll have more info for you on that soon.
We're going to be on the air.
Of course we will.
Yeah. It's going to be good. But keep your eyes posted for Video Store Day info.
Post those eyes.
Thirdly, you may remember that a couple of months ago we had a Viva Physical Media special where Emalie and I got locked in the store and we met lots of interesting people.
Yeah, Matt lost his keys. It was a
I lost
whole
my
thing.
keys.
We couldn't make it to McGuigan's.
I just wanted to go to McGuigan's. We had people, we asked for donations during that show. People donated $100 and told us that they had watched the show with the secret code. They could go into a raffle to win some prize packs.
Yeah, there were bags of like really good stuff.
The winners finally for you.
So are they getting an email too, or they have to watch this episode to know if they're a winner?
We're going to email them, but I'm going to announce their names right now.
I was wondering if it was like those radio contests where you win, but you have to be next to your phone or else you miss it.
No.
No, we'll make sure you get your
But
party
just so
pack.
everybody knows, the winners are Becky DeWaters from Edmonds, Ian Halloran from Seattle, Bryce Erlinson, hi Bryce from Seattle, Ollenberger from Seattle, and our good friend Troy Barber.
Oh, wow.
Yeah,
Very
from
nice.
San Francisco.
Love an Edmonds representative.
Yeah, always into that. Always into that.
So congratulations, you guys. We will email you. If you haven't checked your email and you're watching this first, check your email because good things are coming.
Yes.
And if you want to make it even more fun, take pictures of the stuff you got and tell us how great it is. Send it to viva@scarecrow.com.
Take pictures of your pets watching the stuff that you want.
Yeah. Also, Halloween is around the corner. We'd love to hear about what you're planning to watch. We're, of course, going to have our
There will be a Psycho Challenge.
Psycho Challenge, so keep your ears peeled. We haven't been getting a lot of mail lately, and we would really love to hear from you guys. So just
We also
remember,
haven't been getting a lot of Raunch
viva@scarecrow.com.
versus Rom votes, so, get on that too, because we got another segment coming at you later today, and there were scant votes for the last one.
Voter turnout was low.
Low. And this is an important election year, so voter turnout is really important.
It is. We must rock the vote.
Yes,
we
rock
have
your votes.
No choice.
Rock your votes.
Any other business?
I don't think so. I think we're good.
Nope, I think we're good. I think we should just maybe get on with
Let's get on with the show. 8-1. Let's go.
Okay.
My way.
Rapid Rex.
Okay. It's time for... Ooh, lackluster this time.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Way better.
That's music to my ears.
That's what we wanted to
music
hear.
To my ears. You know, Rapid Rex, we say them, you just have to take notes because we're not even going to explain ourselves.
Not even going to bother. Now, we still have a Rapid Rex match happening because a mysterious donor has still offered, so it's $100 donation, and you get a Rapid Rex if you email Viva Physical Media or leave it in the notes field when you donate. Another donor has promised to add $50 for the next 4 of those.
Ooh.
But that also means, since we have the real match going on, that $100 donation for a Rapid Rex becomes $300.
Jesus.
For the next 4 Rapid Rex. So hurry up.
So this changes everything.
Changes everything.
You get a bunch of recommendations for any kind of weird subgenre or category you want, and you get to really, really help Scarecrow out. So
it's a lot of money.
To do the Rapid Rex.
So get on that. These Rapid Rex are going out to Mr. John Claus, who sent us an email. He sent it a little late for the last episode, but we're going to do it on this one.
Sweet.
So here we go.
Thanks, John.
For 10 Rapid Rex.
A vigilante movie, preferably fascist killing.
I went with an obvious title, 1982's Vigilante.
Mine doesn't have fascists getting killed. It's called Enemy Territory.
over-the-top fight scene.
I'm going to go with the final scene in Corley Fargiat's Revenge.
That's good. I went with the kind of hard to see Rod Taylor, Ross McDonald adaptation, Darker Than Amber.
Ghostly psychotronic.
A Dark Song.
I went with The Boxer's Omen, an old favorite of mine.
An underappreciated canon release.
I went with Dangerously Close.
Oh, I went with Michael Winner's experiment in ribaldry, The Wicked Lady.
A horror anthology.
This is fun, and even thinking about this, most horror anthologies kind of suck, but I just love watching them, and this is getting me stoked for spooky season. So, but I went with a very good one, Kobayashi's Kwaidan.
Oh, that was exactly my pick as well.
Amazing.
One of my favorite movies of all time.
It's so good.
Wow.
So you guys better watch it.
I'll throw in a third one, just so there's two different ones. The Peter Cushing helmed The Uncanny. An unstreamable film.
Gonna go with the 90s super stacked cast, 200 Cigarettes.
I'm going to go with a movie I was going to talk about on the show tonight, but Scarecrow doesn't have the Blu-ray that just came out yet. And it's a golf noir from 1968 called Banning with Robert Wagner.
Hillbilly Cannibal.
I'm gonna go with the 2006 remake of Hills Have Eyes.
I went with an easy one. I went with Texas Chainsaw 2.
So good.
A found footage film.
This is another category that I'll watch a lot of, even though a lot of them stink.
Me too.
But I went with The Last Broadcast.
I went with the OG Record.
Filmed in Colorado.
This is a toughie.
Yeah, this was tough, so I had to look up some lists, but I went with the really fucked up Strangeland from 1998.
Oh, is it the D. Snyder movie?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I chose Michael Winterbottom's really, really underappreciated, underseen Western, The Claim.
Favorite Vinegar Syndrome release.
I went with Psychos in Love.
I chose one of their very first releases, a movie called Goodbye, Miss Wyckoff.
Those were our rapid racks.
Ding, ding, ding.
Are you guys ready to fight? Because
Put up your dukes.
We came here to put some dukes up.
Marquis of Queensbury style.
Yeah, we're ready for some bloodshed in the ring because it's time for Raunch versus
Rom!
And we gotta say, we're kind of upset.
We're dumb. We're dumbfounded.
Kind of upset because we had some good fighters in the ring last time. If you guys
The
recall,
audience was meager.
it was Hometown USA versus
Music from Another Room.
And I think we did a great job at providing reasons why and why not to vote, but only 4 of you came through.
And
Not only that,
it was a tie.
it was a tie. Wait, let me check.
A few moments later.
The winner is Hometown USA. For 3 votes.
To 2.
Thank you for Ashley Miner 5524 for coming in and breaking that tie. We
Good
really
job. We
appreciate
appreciate
you.
that.
But we want to see a better voter turnout next time.
Yeah.
Voting is very important.
We each get 2 minutes. We talk about our movie, and then we have closing statements, and then you guys vote in the comments or in our email or wherever you think we'll put our eyeballs on it. On my side of the ring, I have Hot Moves.
In my corner, we have 1997's Janine Garofalo vehicle, The Matchmaker.
3,
'Kay.
2, 1, go.
All right, my Raunch is Hot Moves, directed by Jim Sotos from 1984. And this movie, a lot of people consider the predecessor to American Pie because it follows 4 teens who are graduating high school and they are committed to losing their virginities during the summer, and they're all gonna help each other out, and they each have their own relationships and stuff. It takes place in Venice Beach, California, and there's a lot of really cool establishing like on location shots of just the beach and like people rollerblading and people lifting weights. Every once in a while it'll cut to just like people breakdancing, but like really, really well. And it's pretty fun and cool to look at. There is like the fat dude of the friend group. At one point he chugs a bottle of ketchup as a joke. They hang out at a bowling alley a lot. There is a scene that I think takes the cake for how many full naked women I've seen in my Raunches, and I did send it to Rich. There was about 20 fully naked women just running on the beach. And these boys are spying on them with a handmade, homemade kind of binocular telescope device up in the hills. One of the kids always wears cool different t-shirts. One kid, his t-shirt said, New York might be the Big Apple, but Cleveland's a plum. And then he also had a shirt that said, he's going to a university called Kenyon University, and he has a shirt that says Kenyon is not near Uganda. They go to a sleazy like sex bookstore, and the guy who works there looks and sounds like Al Pacino, but it's actually Virgil Fry, who is an Easy Rider.
Oh, okay.
Very sleazy stuff. There's the Lollipop Guild guy from Wizard of Oz, plays that arcade vendor in this movie. And it also ends with a montage of all our favorite moments from the film, playing over the end credits, highlighting each of the main characters that were in the movie that we saw.
I thought you were going to say that the Lollipop Guild guy played one of the naked girls.
You did not think I was going to say that.
I did. I was sad when you didn't say that.
3, 2, 1, go.
The Matchmaker from 1997, starring Janine Garofalo. She plays a young woman who is a campaign worker on this senator's re-election campaign, and he's kind of like it's narrow in the polls. He really needs to pull out a victory. One of the other candidates is like assaulting him on this family values thing because maybe he had an affair with a cleaning lady or something. Anyway, his campaign manager Dennis Leary is like, "Here's what we'll do, Senator. We're gonna go dig up your Irish heritage from this little town in Ireland, and we are going to send Janine Garofalo over there to dig up like all your genealogy and show Boston that you are a true Irish guy." So they send her over there, and she's a cosmopolitan, like urban young lady. She doesn't want to go to the sticks to this little Irish town. Anyway, it also turns out that she happens to be there right as their matchmaking festival happens, which is a time when like everybody, these two matchmakers who are like, sort of bigwigs in the town, Milo O'Shea and this other woman named Millie, they like have a friendly rivalry between who can match the most couples during the festival. And people come from all over Ireland to see if they can meet a spouse.
Cute.
And she ends up sort of getting thrown together with this cantankerous Irish bartender who's the John O'Shea, I think the actor's name is. He's the Irish guy who falls in with the Bravehearts in Braveheart. And they end up having a little romance, and it all turns into a very nice thing. It's very sweet, very quirky. All the Irish people are really sweet. It's like beautiful location footage of the town. It's not the most hilarious thing, but it's just really cute. And Janine Garofalo is like in A+ grumpy mode most of the time. Like everybody else is all provincial, and she's in her like black dress and tights and stuff. It's really cute. Milo O'Shea is great, and the guy who plays her love interest is really good in it too. And it's always good to see Dennis Leary as an asshole in the 90s. So I thought this was cute. I really enjoyed it.
I think I have seen this on TV once, because the way you described it, I was like, do you remember?
Yeah.
My closing statement is, there is a really cool sequence in the middle that is this guy is having a fantasy about a girl, and it's filmed in this weird digital, super like grainy music video kind of vibe. I would say it's on the upper half of the movies that I've watched for Raunch.
Okay.
Not in general.
First of all, I got the guy's name wrong. It's David O'Hare. Milo O'Shea is one of the matchmakers. Anyway, big asterisk on this movie.
Oh, yeah.
I really enjoyed watching it, and as I was doing a little research afterwards, looking up, maybe where it was filmed, things like that, I discovered that it was co-written by a person whose name I won't mention, but was later in life outed as a tremendous transphobe and likely anti-Semite as well.
Douchebag.
That is not the kind of shit that we tolerate on Viva Physical Media, just FYI. I really enjoyed the movie. I don't hold it against the movie. You don't have to enjoy it, or hopefully you won't hold it against the movie too. Don't let that, trouble you if you want to vote for the film. But I understand if it does. Big asterisk on The Matchmaker. If I had known this going in, I would have chosen a different movie.
But it sounds like a good movie.
It is a good movie. Unfortunately, it was good. Yeah.
Well.
Or fortunately.
Vote for your favorite. Vote who you think should win this match. Will it be, I'm like, what is the title of mine? Will it be Hot Moves?
Hot Moves or The Matchmaker?
Let us know in the comments, and I hope to see so many votes. My first movie is Monty Hellman's The Shooting. This is from 1966. It's starring Warren Oates as a cool guy named Willett who was working on a mine.
Who's gonna unpack this meal? I'm tired as hell.
And he comes home to find that his buddy he lives with has been shot dead, his brother's missing, and his other buddy, who's like a little slow, played by Will Hutchins, is like all freaked out.
Give me the whips and jingles so bad, Will, I can't even catch hold of myself.
He's like, something happened. I didn't see who shot your friend. I don't know where your brother is. This is all crazy. What are we gonna do? And Warren Oates, fucking cool dude, is like, all right, we're gonna figure this out. But before they even get a chance to figure it out, they look across the way and they see a figure with a horse, but the horse is laying on the ground and the figure looks kind of distressed. Turns out it's a woman.
It's a woman.
And we're like, what's the lady doing all the way out here in the desert? So they go up to her and they meet her and she's like,
my horse stumbled and broke a leg. I shot him. I'll pay you well for a good horse and for some shelter. And if you would help me, please, I need to get my things off my horse.
and she is very unlikable and shrill and mysterious.
Not even snake water could be more poisonous than this coffee.
And she's like, you guys need to take me to this place called Kingsley. And she won't reveal why she needs to go there, but she's like, I need your help. I don't have a horse. I also just would need your protection. She's very presumptuous about that they're going to help them, and they do. They hold tight to their values as gentlemen, even though they're kind of rough and tumble cowboys, if you will. They are led by this woman mysteriously through the desert, and no one is really sure what's going on. And it's just the score is very eerie. We don't really know what's up. We know that she is trying to catch up with someone, because every now and then she'll see like footprints and she'll be like, okay, we're close, right? And Warren Oates will be like, yeah, we're close. And then we also see a figure trailing them, and turns out that figure,
This is Billy Spear.
played by Jack Nicholson, who she hired for another unknown reason.
These are the last trees you're going to see for a while. So if you're planning to shoot anything else up, then... Yes, sir.
So this is just like some creepy, doomy,
It's
eerie,
convoluted.
very minimalistic Western that is just very slow and strange, kind of like a desert road movie, very much touching on the themes of like alienation, paranoia, and it's almost as if they're doing a slow march toward their death, which may or may not be the case, because we don't really find out until everyone else finds out who they are catching up to and why. I really dug this. It was really engaging to me, even though there was not a lot going on. I've actually never seen a Monty Hellman movie before.
Oh.
There is a
Friend of the store, Monty Hellman.
yeah, there's a companion piece to this. What is it called? The something? I don't know.
Ride the Whirlwind?
No, it's another Western.
They filmed them concurrently.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's right.
Is that one?
Yeah.
Okay. That I want to watch because I really dug this one. But yeah, if you're into kind of uncharacteristic Westerns, something that's like a little off the beaten path, I would definitely suggest The Shooting.
Your brain gonna fry out here, you know that?
What do you have for me, Matt?
I have the underseen and underappreciated 1995 white ninja movie starring Christopher Lambert and directed by the writer of Pretty Woman, The Hunted.
What if I also had a white ninja movie, but it was Beverly Hills Ninja starring Chris Farley?
That would be so good. I would like that.
I do love that movie.
This
I watched
movie,
yesterday.
you did? It's
Whoa,
so
weird.
good.
It's awesome.
So this is like pretty standard stuff. Christopher Lambert plays an American businessman who's traveling in Japan for some business stuff. He's, he did a business there.
Typical.
By next year, I might have something better. What? An idea, maybe.
And while he's there, he gets drunk at the club one night and he meets a beautiful woman played by the great Joan Chen. And they go back to her hotel room and have a night of passionate sex.
I understand you must leave now. I will never be able to explain to you what tonight meant for me. Thank you.
At the end of which some ninjas show up, and their ninja leader is John Lone from The Last Emperor.
You have great courage. But I have orders that it be quick.
And he says that he has been hired to kill her and that there's nothing she can do about it. And she's like,
Be sorry for yourself. I am free. You are a coward, a slave.
and he kills her. Not before Christopher Lambert witnesses this. And it's a big deal because these ninja cult, they're called the Makato, they have like sort of this supernatural air about them that they sort of believe that like no one knows who they are. They have this incredible power that comes from nobody knowing what they look like.
Was it not your plan to have my soul weakened so you could steal my power? Why else would you fail to kill a man who has seen my face?
So now they try to kill Christopher Lambert, but he gets away. And now the rest of the movie is the ninjas trying to kill him because until they kill him, they feel that their power has been minimized. And Christopher Lambert ends up getting sort of taken under their wing by this samurai clan.
Mr. Racine, I have brought two visitors to see you. Takeda Sensei and Mrs. Takeda. Takeda Sensei is a master of Kenjutsu, and he is a descendant of a great samurai family. He believes, and I also believe, that your life is in great danger.
That are like ancient enemies of the Makato. And there's like the main samurai guy is, I can't remember the guy's name right now. He's an incredible badass and his wife is an archer. And the two of them are so fucking awesome together. And they kind of like help protect him and take him to their village where they help him like train eventually for a big showdown with the bad guys at the end. This movie is so cool. It's very like sort of boilerplate for the kind of movie it is. It's very playful. It definitely knows that it's sort of riffing on the white ninja movies of the 80s and the late 70s. And it doesn't like look spectacular. It's not like really elaborately shot. It's very clean and economical. But the action is so good. There's an amazing scene, and it's probably the thing that the movie is most known for. You'll run into people who've seen this who are like, well, the movie's okay, but this one part, and it's that they get on a bullet train to go to their village, which is in a remote region of Japan. And they're like, we'll take Christopher Lambert and put him at one end of the train. The ninjas get on the train to kill him, but they're at the other end. And they're like, well...
And
indeed they do.
That.
And it's just like maybe 10 minutes of just nonstop blood and guts, like samurai sword slaughter going through the train cars. And at the end of this scene, the lady ninja, who is like John Lone's second in command, like the samurai guy finally like gets the drop on her, and she's like, well, no one can see my face either. And she cuts her face off with a samurai sword. It's so cool. That is the best thing in the movie. The second best thing that happens in the movie is there's a scene early on where after Christopher Lambert has been wounded but escaped, he's in the hospital. And this Japanese police detective is like explaining to him that there are no ninjas in Japan, that it's basically a racist stereotype. And he goes, you might as well see cowboys and Indians shooting each other in Times Square.
No swordsman can get past a trained police officer carrying a modern gun.
And with his dying breath, as he collapses on Christopher Lambert, he goes, maybe I was wrong. It's amazing.
Dude, you're selling this for me.
It's an incredible movie.
Well, now I'm gonna have to fucking watch it, and that is The Hunted.
J.F. Lawton's The Hunted. Make sure you check this shit out. If you haven't seen it, it's an underappreciated 90s gem.
I wish I could speak Japanese, so this guy would understand the meaning of the words. I'm not a donkey.
As you guys know, I kind of love these aimless 20-something coming-of-age movies. And there's another new one that I'd like to point out, and it's called Amanda. This movie came out a couple years ago, directed by Carolina Cavalli, and this is her first debut. or her first debut. It is her debut and her first feature film. And it's like a modern, stylish little indie from Italy.
È uno stronzo.
Non è uno stronzo. Ha 8 anni, sua mamma sceglie per lui.
Ancora peggio. Tu non vuoi un fidanzato che fa tutto quello che gli dice sua madre, vero?
No.
Brava.
Stars Benedetta Corceroli as Amanda, and she's like kind of this odd girl. She lives with her family. She doesn't live with her family. She lives around the street from her family in a motel, and her family's rich and has this mansion, and she's kind of like rejecting the wealth or whatever while still like really taking advantage of all the privilege.
Sai perché non fai mai niente, Amanda? Perché sei troppo impegnata a non fare niente.
She wears the same clothes every day, and she's just like a little off, and she doesn't have any friends except for the housekeeper that's basically raised her since she was young. And all her family's like, Amanda, you need to like meet people your own age. And she's like,
12. E dove li trovo? Appunto. A scuola? Nel mio gruppo scout? No, perché non me le fanno più fare queste cose.
And then she finds out that her mom just went to lunch with an old friend of her mom's whose daughter hung out with her when they were like in preschool. They were best friends in preschool. And she's like, great.
Si dà il caso che io stia proprio cercando una migliore amica.
They haven't talked in years. And so she goes to their house and she's like banging on her door. But turns out that girl has been like an agoraphobe and doesn't leave the house. And so she's like waiting outside her door, and the girl's like, why are you even like trying to be my friend? And she's like, we were best friends once, I need friends, like let's go. She basically forces this weird, awkward friendship, and they kind of come to terms with each other and become best friends. And there's a very sweet middle of the movie where they're all just hanging out like at her house, like on the land around her house, like hanging out on the rooftop, jogging around the house, like having little parties, just them and everything. It's very, very sweet. This movie doesn't really have much of a plot other than this kind of aimless woman figuring out her loneliness and kind of moving from the passenger seat of her like alienation and like depression into the driver's seat of hopefully making a change by having more conviction in her relationships and more control over who she surrounds herself with. But it looks gorgeous, has a very relatable and great kind of deadpan humor to it that I really enjoyed. It kind of reminded me of Shiva Baby in some ways. Just kind of that anxiety, and also the main girl kind of reminded me of Rachel Sennett a little bit too. This was a good one that I stumbled upon. I would love to see other things that this director does in the future, but it was, I don't know. It was good. I know there's like a ton of these kind of movies that come out all the time, and so it seems hard to find ones that are worthwhile, but I think this one is definitely worth a watch. So, Amanda.
No, questo no.
I'm sorry to do this to everybody.
What are you gonna do?
Well, I was gonna talk about a movie I mentioned earlier in the Rapid Recs called Banning, but the Blu-ray hasn't come into Scarecrow yet. So I can't talk about it till it's in the store. So it's time for me to break some brains.
Okay.
And I'm going to talk to you about one of my favorite movies, a movie that I have seen probably a dozen times, but that no one should watch. And it's called Alien Beasts.
That you're going to recommend on the show.
And Rich will vouch for me. No one should watch this movie. Is that right, Rich?
That is absolutely true.
Absolutely true. Now, I find this movie intensely fascinating and not boring for a second, but it is very boring.
2 members of Commander Carl J. Sekenic's team is unaccounted for. Try to locate them on security systems. Their names.
It is barely a movie. It is more a view into the mind of a creative but deeply mentally ill person.
We do not know what's going on.
And it was made by a guy named Karl Sukenik, who shot the entire movie in his basement and his front yard. And it is allegedly about these aliens that have taken over a military base, I guess, and are communicating with their guys through the radio.
Neil, the point man who's delivering the weapons, is a traitor. He notified me that he was in communications with Abe, and they saw the base being attacked by our traitors and by enemy agents, and then they saw the incredible radiation storm hit.
That also has like hypnotic powers, and then there's martial arts fighting and some other alleged action. But that's only stuff that I've sussed out from seeing it that many
12 times or more.
Most of it is just long stretches of repeated dialogue where like a character will say like, and then what happened is like we'll describe a scene that you don't watch, and then they'll go in voiceover, he'll go like repeat and then say the whole thing again. There's like a 5-minute segment when one lady is hypnotized into wearing camo clothing and a mask.
Get protective glasses, get the gas mask, here take your hand grenade, get your gun, it's in the next room. Be careful, don't knock over anything. Go!
And then she goes into a room and takes off her top and just plays with nunchucks for a while, topless.
That sounds fun as fuck.
I mean, yeah, it's, you know, it's a hypnodrone. It is that thing. You will feel, if you watch this, that you have been taken over by some summoned deep space transmission that has infected your soul and your brain. They've invaded your base and they're listening to your thoughts. It's almost impossible to describe. I mentioned martial arts. The martial arts fighting is like some people kind of throwing round kicks and punches in what is clearly the guy's front yard. It's brain-breakingly strange, incredibly difficult to sit through, but there's something innately fascinating about it to me. And, you know, take that with a grain of salt. Anyone who knows me personally knows that I have an endurance ability to sit through this stuff. Mm-hmm. But like another great example, and Rich might agree with me a little bit more on this one, is the great Manos, the Hands of Fate.
Oh, yes.
Which is a allegedly bad movie that was, you know, parodied on a very famous Mystery Science Theater episode. Well, some years back, a person, a fan, found a print of it and painstakingly restored it themselves and put out a nice Blu-ray of it that looks the way approximately the movie should have looked when it originally came out, how it was meant to look. And if you watch that, you will see a tremendous piece of outsider art, not just like a piece of crap that was made by a person who didn't know how to make movies. There is something intrinsically interesting about this stuff, even if it's hard to sit through at best, like brain-breakingly baffling at worst. There are more insane things you can do with your time, but none of them will cause you as much psychic penetrative pain.
No one saw this, that he opened up a parallel dimensional opening, releasing into this earth a hideous, horrible, extra-dimensional being.
You know people are going to be looking for this now.
I cannot not recommend Alien Beasts highly enough, but if you are like me, you will find a holy grail here.
Damn.
Thank you, Commander Carl. Bark, bark, bark.
What's that sound? Yes, that's a dog. And our dog movie is
2007.
2007, the Kalen Soderback recommended Underdog.
I thought this was cute.
It was fine. It was cute.
Yeah.
It's like, I could see why, like, little kids would like it, you know?
Yeah. And are you familiar with the cartoon?
So I didn't think I was, but then at the beginning of this movie, they show clips from it, and I was like, oh, I know that dog. I know that guy. But you watched the cartoon when you were...
Yeah, and I liked it when I was a kid. You know, I thought the cartoon was funny.
It's just like this superhero dog, you know?
So when they did stuff from the cartoon in this, like when he rhymes all the time and things like that,
you're like, oh.
I was amused.
Yeah.
And this is only 80 minutes.
Oh yeah, it flew.
It's just like Underdog.
Just like Underdog.
It flies by.
So this was 2007, directed by Frederick Duchow.
A Belgian animator, I believe.
Okay, I didn't really look into him. Cool. Underdog is voiced by Jason Lee, which...
Before Ryan Reynolds stole his act and got way more famous for it.
Yeah. Which I don't know. I don't know. Jason Lee, I love Jason Lee. I mean, he invented the, the 360 flip on a skateboard in the 90s.
Hello, this is Co-Captain Jason Lee, welcoming you to the new stereo site. Yeah.
And he used to be really hot, but I don't want him to voice... It's just too snarky. I want my talking dogs to be cute, not snarky alcoholic 30-year-olds.
Yeah, I didn't...
What kind of sick joke is this?
The beagle is played by a real beagle whose name was Leo.
Okay.
So I did get... Usually I try to figure out who the dog actors are. And there are some really cute red carpet photos of the beagle and the spaniel.
Oh, that's the girl dog?
The girl dog, yeah.
This movie starts out with Underdog, who is just a police dog, but he's a crappy police dog.
He's like a bomb sniffer dog, but he's really bad at it.
But he has a bad sense of smell.
And the criminals who do should not be allowed to keep their own freedom. Clear the building!
He fucks up because he thinks it's a bomb, but it's like a ham.
I bet you didn't know that a beagle's sense of smell is 55 times stronger than a human's. Well, mine's not.
Yes.
Like a gift. They said it was a gift from the American Pork Association. And all the German Shepherds laugh at him.
He gets made fun of.
Nice work, rookie. You found an exploding ham.
Quiet! I smell a bomb.
You!
You should just turn in your tags.
Peter Dinklage plays Professor Simon Barsinister.
Oh, don't worry, little guy. It will only hurt a lot.
Peter Dinklage wants to use his experimental super serum on Underdog.
Also, I'd like to point out that the mayor is John Slattery.
Yes.
Love it.
And also Peter Dinklage's assistant, Cad, is Patrick Warburton.
Hi, how's it going? I'd love to, baby, but I'm busy. Work out? Yeah. I work out. You know, I think of my body as a Buddhist temple.
Cad, stop talking to your imaginary friend.
Who is Kronk from Emperor's New Groove.
Putty from Seinfeld.
Yes. He's pretty funny.
He's pretty funny in this. Underdog gets all this stuff spilled on him, the secret potion juice.
Yeah.
And it gives him superpowers. And as Underdog is escaping, he accidentally gets hit by Jim Belushi's car.
Oh, speed bump. Oof, what a way to go. Let's get out of here.
I'm with you, boss. Let's get out of here.
But he's okay because even though no one, including Underdog, knows it yet, he's got superpowers.
The powers.
And Jim Belushi takes him home
to his
teenage son.
His moody teen son.
Played by some moody teenage kid.
Thought maybe we can go for walks, take him on a hike.
Hikes? Oh, fun.
The boy names him Shoeshine, which is Underdog's secret identity in the old show, too, because he was licking his shoes. Anyway, it becomes clear after a certain amount of time that Underdog has superpowers.
Oh, no.
And he becomes a superhero.
And he can talk, and the kid can hear him. And
he speaks English.
How did you learn to speak English?
How should I know?
Can you speak other languages?
A little retriever, some Shih Tzu. My Chihuahua's a little rusty, though.
Okay, I mean other human languages.
Oh, so English isn't enough for you?
This is one of those movies where they do the CGI moving mouths, which it's not as terrible as some of the Santa Buddies movies, but it's still distracting.
I liked it okay. It didn't bother me as much.
You love a talking dog.
I love a talking dog, and I like that the dog just talks. Like, one of my favorite things about that stuff is sometimes the dog talks and everybody's freaked out. This time the dog talks and the boy's like, oh, you can talk.
What did you just call me?
Sorry, I just don't know your name.
Jack. Nothing. Stop talking to me.
Look, I can't stop talking to you, Jack. Nothing, because I'm freaking out here. If we're going for a walk, you may want to get a poop bag.
What?
Hey, I'm just saying I have that special feeling.
Yeah.
And then, like, the dog talks to everybody. Everyone can hear him because he speaks English.
Yes.
And everybody completely accept. I also really like it that when Underdog becomes, like, a more well-known superhero, like,
he's like a
saving
media
the day,
sensation.
he's, like, nobody is fazed by the fact that, that it's a dog.
No, like, what is it? He's like Jay Leno's like making jokes about him.
Actually, I wanted to have Underdog on the show tonight, but as you know, he's not allowed on the couch. Yeah, that's sort of a problem.
See, have you heard of this?
You guys are, yeah, have you guys heard of this
And
Underdog?
everyone loves it. I just think it's so cool that nobody questions for a second. Like, normally you would think that people are like, wait, there's a superhero? Yeah, but it's a dog. Oh, okay.
There's also this cute girl that the little kid, he's probably like 12.
Polly and Holly.
Yeah, her name is Molly, played by Taylor Momsen, who's in Gossip Girl as well.
Oh, is that who that was?
The Grinch Who Stole Christmas.
Lady, when you're with me, I'm smiling.
And her dog Polly, who's voiced by Amy Adams. Man, I don't even know.
Give that lady her Oscar so she stops hurting herself.
So Underdog gets to start by like foiling this jewelry robbery.
The jewels are safe, there's a fox passed out on the floor, and yes, I'm dressed like a fish.
And then he gets this whole costume.
Isn't that Jim Belushi's like high school sweater or something like that?
And it looks very cute. Also throughout this movie, I was like, what in the 2007 is the fucking music going on? Because it's like, I looked it up, it's plain white tees, but they have
Did
a
they
very...
do the song? The theme song?
They have a very like Fall Out Boy. It's
Yes.
a very... Emily wouldn't have been mad at this back then. But it is very 2007. Underdog, during the media sensation, also competes in a hot dog eating contest, which was fun.
That was cute.
That
I like
was
that.
cute.
But there's a part where he sees people eating hot dogs early on, and he's like,
Oh my gosh, they're made of dog! Are you people crazy?
I like that he's not, he doesn't really know everything yet.
Yeah. Oh, he makes one of my favorite jokes when the dogs start talking in all movies is he makes a joke about how the boy pees in his favorite porcelain water dish.
Yeah, yeah.
Love that.
There's always that joke.
There's always
I
that
drink
joke,
out of there.
and I always smile. It always makes me chuckle.
Oh, look! Dad is home. Where's Jack?
Don't worry. We haven't done anything to him. Yet.
Eventually, Belushi's kidnapped into the underground lair, so Underdog and the kid have to go, like, figure all this out.
You're insane! I prefer the term visionary!
There is a big bomb that is involved. This is kind of where the plot kind of like goes a little hazy for me. It's like it's inconsequential.
Simon Bar Sinister is trying to.
All right. What are your demands?
$1 billion from this city's treasury,
Full immunity from the law.
and my lab restored so that I can continue my research to help the human animal to chart a new future for the good of mankind.
And he's gonna blow up City Hall and stuff. There's a really fun part at the end where the Underdog gets the bomb and he just digs a really long tunnel.
Because he can dig really well.
When the bomb explodes, it blasts through the tunnel and it shoots Underdog into space.
He goes into fucking space.
And he sees the space shuttle, and the space shuttle is like, "We got a dog here, Houston, Houston, we've got a beagle."
It's those astronauts that are stuck there from Boeing.
I know, right? They're just trapped. They're gonna die.
So Underdog comes back down, but the force is like so extreme that he like
makes a crater.
It makes a crater, and his lifeless body's there, and the kid's crying. But no worries,
it's fine.
He lives.
Yeah.
And they're like, "Oh, shoe shine." He's like, "Call me Underdog."
Ixnay on the Ooshin Shay.
Everyone's happily ever after, and then there's some fake bloopers at the end.
25. Who's stepping on my cape? There's no need to fear. Underdog is here.
I like the fake bloopers, but I also like.
I wanted real bloopers.
How after the fake bloopers, over the regular credits, they just showed pictures of people's dogs that worked on the movie.
I turned it off before that because
Oh, yeah,
I
it's
didn't like
just-
the fake bloopers.
After the
cute.
bloopers, once the actual credits start rolling, it's just
I
pictures
like
of
that.
dogs.
That's so sweet.
I assume they're dogs from crew people.
That's cute.
I love pictures of dogs. Send us pictures of your dogs.
I was almost thinking about bringing Louise tonight.
Oh, that would have been cute.
But
that might be situation normal, all Louised up.
What?
Like Snafu, but with Louise instead of fucked.
Oh, I see. I was like, what are you even saying?
It's hot. It's too hot today.
It's too hot today. So actually, talking about this movie made me like it a little bit more.
Yeah, it's cute. I'm gonna give this 2.5 paws.
I think I'm gonna give it. Yeah, I'm gonna give it 2.5. I almost did 3, but I was like, you know what? I didn't like it as much as I could.
It's all right.
But I mean, we get a great Peter Dinklage performance, honestly, and I love seeing John Slattery.
Anyway, next.
We're getting serious. We're getting French.
We're going French. Belle and Sebastian. Now, this doesn't have anything to do with the band.
No, I wish it did.
Did they take the name from this? Or from because this is based on old stories.
Yeah, based on old stories. Probably. Seems like
maybe
something
their
they
names
do.
are just coincidentally Belle and
Seems like
Sebastian.
something they do.
I don't know. I don't understand these things. The kids these days, they have things that they know.
Belle and Sebastian, all I know is that it's about this little boy in the French mountains who befriends a huge fucking dog.
That is a cool dog.
And I didn't want to spoil anything for myself, but I had like a wary feeling about this, so I did look up on the website doesthedogdie.com just to make sure that. And I know I shouldn't do that, you guys. I should just go in and just be ready for anything. But I just right now, I just didn't want to do that.
I do it every time.
And so the dog does not die in this.
Yeah, I don't want to watch movies. A good friend of mine just lost their dog this week.
So fucking
and so yeah, I can't handle it.
Yeah, but I think this is supposed to be a very beautiful movie. So yeah. So yeah, Belle and Sebastian. We'll figure it out. We'll watch it. Un film de Nicolas Vanier, un beau film familial. I don't know. I'm just reading the French stuff.
Si.
So yeah, au revoir.
And this is where I'm bored out of my mind. 8 hours a day.
Whenever I'm bored, I just chase my tail. If you're lucky, you throw up, and bingo, lunch part 2.
Nice.
That was 81, and I think that was a solid.
That was great.
A solid entry into our 8th decade.
We'll be at 100 before you know it.
Yeah, and then from there, who fucking knows?
I know.
But please remember to tell all your friends and families, lovers, enemies about Scarecrow Video
and the match,
because we could really use your help keeping our doors open and keeping our collection accessible to everybody. All of your money right now gets doubled, which is amazing. If you do a Rapid Rex, you get also Rex.
If you get a Rapid Rex, it's like your money is almost tripled. Yeah.
If you want to be rich, here's how. Donate to us.
Or come and shoot the show for us, because then you'd be rich.
Then you would be rich. Keep your ears peeled, ears out, eyes peeled for Scarecrow's Video Store Day celebration stuff happening. We're in the midst of planning, and we're gonna plan some really fun stuff, some cool collabs, and a lot of interesting and fun stuff ahead. Follow us on all the social medias. Please email us because we miss you guys, and no one's been emailing us lately.
Send us pictures of your pets.
Viva@scarecrow.com. We love lists, pets.
We haven't heard from Maverick in weeks.
I know. Horror movie plans for October, stuff like that. Would love. Or you can mail us stuff. Scarecrow Video, 5030 Roosevelt Way, Northeast, Seattle, Washington, 98105. Come to the store. We also rent by mail. Doesn't matter where you are. You can be a customer. We'd love it. We'd love it so much, and we love you guys so much. So thank you.
And as always, until next time.
Viva.
Viva Physical Media.
Meet ya.
Hope we'll meet ya soon.
Viva Physical meet you later.
Hot dogs, that's what I got. Hot dogs, nice and hot.